CUBA and its unsung heroes. Let's talk.
Push the weight in no flex, flex. The live is one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga, woof. I'm a 88 pack nigga, woof. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bones on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. It's just something that I felt I needed to discuss. Yeah, you see the picture, and I'm noticing a little bit of a trend. And there's actually a fighter I forgot to put up here by the name of Yuriorkis Gamboa, who had his time to shine. But he hasn't announced his retirement that I know of or whatever. If he has, y'all let me know. Y'all educate me. I don't know everything. But towards the end, his last few fights, they were treating him like a pinball. He was getting key names, but it wasn't fights that, we picked him to win it. I mean, let's be honest. But there was just something happened over the weekend, and it annoyed me, listening to the commentary. It really annoyed me. So I guess we could start there with Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz, I guess you can say he's decorated. He has some key wins over some notable names, right? Or a notable name in particular. And he's in the right division, and he's looking to make some noise. But the difficulty is people are saying, well, he don't have enough fights. Well, I need you guys to understand that the business already set the standard of how many fights a fighter needs to get title shots and just, break into the world's household as a notable name with a guy named Vasily Lomachenko. First pro fight, I believe Bob Arum is quoted saying, I haven't seen anything this good or great since Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard. This little Ukrainian guy. And I said, well, okay, maybe he knows something we don't. He gets in there and loses his second pro fight to Orlando Salido. He sure did. That's your Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard. They didn't lose their second pro fight. And I'm not saying Lomachenko's a bad fighter. I'm saying he lost his second pro fight and had the nerve not to run it back. And no one held him to that standard. So that's the standard that was set, y'all. So Andy Cruz fights over the weekend against a durable, what's his brother's name? The Mexican brother, his name is Salcido. I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name, but he fought him. And he fought in the pocket. He fought a nice, clean fight. It wasn't boring to watch. Like, people saying boring. Like the commentator referred to him as boring. I'm like, why is he saying that about Andy Cruz? That's not right. And I'm saying, wait a minute. He has notable wins against guys that are being celebrated right now. I think he had like 3 wins. And I'm trying not to say their name because I want to focus on this. Okay, to call Andy Cruz boring is a spit in the face. And it's a play on the less educated boxing fanatics that just tune in to watch fighters do the word of mouth. And hopefully that word of mouth will secure new fans who are infatuated with the fighter, not because of their style of fights, but because of how they look. So this is why you got fighters walking around with glitter on their face. I'm overdosing right now, but they have to have a sort of look. They're trying to market themselves. It's turning into the WWE. That's why you have people talking about a certain fighter's hair and tattoos on their legs, specific body parts. And then on top of them saying that they're a knockout artist, But in that same love letter, because that's what it was, they're saying exciting to watch. I thought a knockout artist is being exciting to watch, but the man said he's a knockout artist and then talked about his style of dress and hair and leg tattoos and then said he was exciting to watch. That term exciting to watch means he watches him on a different level. He watches him like how a grown man would watch Beyonce. He comments on him like how a grown man would comment on Beyonce. That's what I got from that. But not to go off on a tangent, I watched Andy Cruz get in there and get it done in front of his contemporaries that watched him. Are you going to try and paint the picture boring on him? So that's what prompted this video. And the fact that these brothers are black, but they're Cuban, to me, I think the world is viewing that as a double negative, and I'm not having that because I see a rhythm here. Let me explain. All right. First of all, let's just get this out the way. Andy Cruz, he's ready for a title shot. If you could tell me that with 2 pro fights that Vasily Lomachenko, he loses his pro fight, but he kept getting opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. No one ever said that Lomachenko wasn't ready for anything. No one ever said that. So don't tell me about Andy Cruz not being ready for something. He's ready due to his what? Amateur background, Olympic background, whatever you want to call it. He's ready. Ask Keyshawn Davis if he's ready. Stop it. Don't do that to this young man. Let's go around the picture. Islam Lara, I thought he beat Canelo Alvarez, didn't get the nod. You know what he had to do to get that fight? Do y'all remember? He literally, after a Canelo win, I forgot who he beat, but he literally had to invade the post fight and snatch the mic damn near. And Canelo told Oscar De La Hoya, make the fight. Oscar was like, no, you don't want that fight. Canelo said, and props to Canelo, he said, no, he disrespected me, make the fight. And they made the fight. And I thought Lara won the fight, but he didn't get the nod. All right. But the man got in there. But if he didn't do that, he doesn't get the look. The man has a talent, he has a pedigree, and they weren't trying to give him a look until he had to jump up there and disrespect Canelo to get that fight. And I thought he won it, and Canelo got away with one. He's lucky he's Canelo. And Oscar wasn't trying to make that fight. But Canelo had to remind Oscar, hey man, you work for me at that time. You're Dennis Ugas, hard worker, another one from the Cuban school. I ain't gonna stay too long on this, but he got the Errol Spence fight. Errol did what he did, but they clowned his eye. They talking about, oh well, he bled, he was crying for 2 days. Look, there's nothing to clown, man. He got in there, and his career's not done. His career's not done. Don't throw this man in the trash. Because while you're talking about what Errol did to him, I remember what he did to Manny Pacquiao. The same Manny Pacquiao that showed Keith Thurman how to do it. Ugas went in there and got it done. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that. Don't you dare violate that man. So I salute him for that. Let's go to what we call Big Unk, King Kong Ortiz. Now let's just get this out of the way. He did pop dirty. He did. But, we're in America. We're in the land of second chances, right? He got back in the saddle. He was signed to Golden Boy, couldn't get nothing going. Right? Went over to Matchroom, specifically for AJ. Let's not forget, Eddie Hearn signed this man to shelve him. Signed him to keep him away from Anthony Joshua. Then when he gets away from Matchroom, Deontay Wilder had to step up and give him not one, but 2 opportunities. It scared the crap out of me because this man is dangerous. When everyone was saying, oh, no, Ortiz got cheated. He really beat Deontay. What happened in Brooklyn had nothing to do with some inside job on the PBC. That was the rules and regulation of the New York State Athletic Commission. Because we had a death, well, not a death, we had a almost death in the ring. Look it up. So the fix wasn't in for King Kong. But you know what? For those that thought that, Deontay got in there with him again. And everybody, including Evander Holyfield, was like, you know, he ain't got to do that no more. That's a dangerous fight. D said, bring it. And he was victorious. But I salute King Kong Ortiz. Anthony Joshua was his responsibility. He didn't do it. Deontay had to step up and do this twice. He didn't have to. Oh, and by the way, in the rematch, King Kong forgot to list his blood pressure medication. So Deontay didn't have to do it, but he did it anyway. You know why? Because Deontay's like that. They have something in common. I watched King Kong Ortiz talk about his baby girl. If y'all don't know, he also has a daughter that has an illness. So him and Deontay share that. So they're brothers in arms. I will always support King Kong Ortiz. And never forget that AJ was AJ's responsibility, and that guy didn't do it. Never forget that. Let's go to Guillermo Rigondeaux. This right here is the biggest crime in boxing that no one, only but a select few like myself, even speaks on. This is a crime. Let's run it down what happened really brief, because I don't want to be too long here. Guillermo Rigondeaux was avoided. Guillermo Rigondeaux had a bunch of contemporaries. One of them was Nonito Donaire. Salute to the Donaires. That's my brother. Nonito did not have to take that fight, but he did it, and it didn't work out. Rigo won. But I say it all the time, that was one of Rigo's best wins, but his worst loss. You know why? He got blackballed after that. Because I want you guys to think about something. All these brothers, and I call them brothers for a reason, have something in common. They're Cuban, but they're black. Look at Rigondeaux. How do you market someone that looks like that speaks Spanish in America? You don't do it. You can't. They did not want Rigo to beat Nonito. Nonito had a country behind him, and Manny Pacquiao was still hot in the streets. But that's boxing, y'all. And how did boxing repay Guillermo Rigondeaux? And this isn't Nonito's fault. This is HBO. This is old media. And these are these new style of fans that make me sick. Because we were supposed to be speaking up for Rigo in abundance. Leo Santa Cruz, ducked him. Abner Mares, ducked him. Frampton, ducked him. Quigg, ducked him. But they all fought each other. And they froze him out. And they were out loud about it. Rigo had to go up how many weight classes to fight who? Vasily Lomachenko. A fight that I attended right here in New York. El Chacal came down and walked right past my row. I looked down, I said, oh my God, my kids are bigger than him. By the time Lomachenko got to the ring, I'm looking at him from across the Hulu. And I'm looking, I'm like, he got to be about 147 pounds right now. And it didn't work out for Rigo. And when they got in the ring, you saw the size difference. I said, oh my gosh. And that was Rigo's first loss. He broke his hand and had to quit. After the fight, Lomachenko said, yeah, you know, he is the best in his division. But Rigo had to go all the way up there, and mind you, he was a champion and he was stripped. Didn't even lose the belt in the ring. They stripped him. Why would they do that? I think it was the WBA. I could be wrong, could be the WBO, but one of them. I think it was the WBA. They stripped him. He never lost that belt in the ring. And it was downhill ever since. And what did they say about Rigo? He's boring. He's boring. He's boring. He's boring. The man barely got hit. And when he did get hit, I remember he fought this Japanese dude. Dude clipped him, knocked him down. And when Rigo got up, he got his bearings and proceeded to whoop his behind. and stopped him. Boring, huh? There was no market for him here. They froze that brother out. And I'm looking at William Skull. Word on the street is Canelo wants to fight him to get his belt back so he can be undisputed leading into the Bud Crawford fight. Now, a lot of you don't know much about William Skull. A lot of people are saying he's not a knockout artist and this is easy work for Canelo. You know what, man? As much as I want, look, there's things that I would like to see. There's things that I would like to see, but, you know, this is boxing and we don't always get what we want. And that's fine. But here's the deal, man. Here's the deal. The Cuban school has been disrespected in our face in over a decade. And it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And as much as I would like to see Bud get in there with Canelo with all 4 belts and in one fight, Bud somehow wins it. If Canelo got to go through William Skull, I'm not going to be as mad if Skull boxes his face in like Lara did, but he gets the nod. And we all know whenever you fight Canelo, you're down on the cards like 4-5-0 before they even, as soon as the contract is signed, you're down. It's like you agree to it and don't even know you agreed to it. This is disgusting. And what prompted this video is what they said about Andy Cruz over the weekend. And when you look back at the Cuban boxers, it's like, wait a minute. Huh? I see a rhythm here. You guys need to wake up and call it out. Call it out. So just off a general principle, I'm rooting for William Skull. I don't like what they did to Rigo. I don't like what they did to King Kong Ortiz. I don't like how they tried to throw Ugas in the trash. I don't like what they did to Landry Lara. And again, what they said about Andy Cruz, I'm not even playing that. No. It's like the Cubans got to fight from behind everything, in everything. Ridiculous. I didn't put David Morrell up here because he hasn't gone through something crazy yet. And I know there's people saying, well, you know, that guy, you know, allegedly he's on drugs. Look, he hasn't been caught. You know, fine. If he fights David Benavidez and I think he wins but gets to 12 and he takes an L, you know I'm going to talk about it. No, I'm going to talk about it. But these men here, they either been put through the ringer or the ringer's waiting for them. And I don't like it. In sidebar, I heard Yuriorkis Gamboa had some trouble in Cuba or somewhere. I heard involving a car accident. I don't know the specifics behind that, but I hope he's okay. And I hope whatever that situation is, it works out for all parties. It's nothing to play with, man. But I just wanted to get this off my chest because I ain't like what I was seeing, man. It's ridiculous, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Bronx on deck. Move!